Hello students of class 11, welcome to the online tutorial classes for Vidya Bhavan High Secondary School. This video is for nutrition and the chapter what I will continue today is the protein, and this video is part 3. Okay, in the previous video I have discussed about the classification of the protein. It is also the classification of the protein but according to the amino acids. Okay, so what is the amino acids? Amino acids are the small parts or the basic product of this protein. So proteins are made up of amino acids. They are the small parts of the proteins. Altogether the proteins can form, altogether the amino acids can form the big proteins. Okay. So amino acids, the monomers which are used for the production of the protein polymers. Amino acids, as the name suggests, they are made up of basic amino group and an acidic carboxylic group, and there are many kind of the amino acids. First, we can draw what are the structure of it. The basic structure is, here it is a carboxylic group, it is the alkene, here the NH2 group, and here the hydrogen. So this is the structure, and the replacement of the parts and the addition of the amino acid carboxylic group NH2 group, they are different from each other. Okay, so there are 20 different type of the amino acids is present, and they are classified in some manner. These are, first is essential amino acid, the second is non-essential amino acids, and the third is conditionally essential amino acid. Okay, so the first is essential amino acids. So what is the essential amino acids? The essential amino acids, the amino acids which are not forming in our body. So we have to take it from the different food source. We have to consume the different food source like the plant source, animal source, by which we can get these essential amino acids. They have many important functions in our body, but as they are not produced, we have to get it from the food components. Okay, so these are indispensable, that is, they cannot be produced in our body. They are known as essential since they cannot be synthesized in a human body due to the lack of enzymes. We don't have the proper enzymes to produce them. So that is why they can't produce in our body, and we have to take it as a food source. Okay, so we have to supply it by this food source. So what are the examples of it? Like tryptophan, valine. Tryptophan, valine, etc. Okay, actually there are 8 essential amino acids present, and all total 10, and 8 are essential for all and 10 for the children. 8 for adults and 10 for children, because children also cannot synthesize more 2 essential amino acids. Okay, these can be synthesized on the adult body, but the children body, they are not being synthesized. These are arginine and histidine. Arginine and histidine. So the children have 10, but the arginine and histidine can be synthesized in the adult body, so the adult have 8 essential amino acids. Okay, the next is non-essential amino acid. The non-essential amino acid doesn't mean they are not essential. They are also essential for our body functioning, but as they are produced, we have that enzymes to produce it, to synthesize it in our body. So that is why they are called the non-essential amino acids. These amino acids are important for the body, but they are called, so since they can be produced in the body enzymes, with the help of body enzymes, they do not have to be supplied in the diet. These are glutamic acid, alanine, etc. What are the examples of it? Like glutamic acid, alanine, glycine, etc. Okay. Now the third part, the conditionally essential amino acids. What does it mean? The conditional means there are some conditions when they are when the amino acids are being essential for our body. What are the conditions? Like these amino acids are actually non-essential, that is produced in the body with the help of the enzymes which are present already in our body. But sometimes when we are lacking with this enzyme, these amino acids can't be produced in our body. The lacking can be happen by different manner, like if we have any antibiotic course, or if we are consuming any medicines or any disease, in somewhere this, if the non-essential amino acids can't be produced in our body, lack of the enzymes, then they are being changed into the conditionally essential amino acids. Okay, so what are the examples of it? Some examples of it, like tyrosine, like aspartic acid, serine, etc. So usually these are the non-essential, but if the condition came, then they are produced in the body and we have to consume it by the food source, and they are called the conditionally essential amino acids. Okay. So now, what are the food source of the protein? The proteins can be obtained from a number of different sources. Animals are especially good source, like the meat, fish, egg, etc. And in the diet, and also the low income groups of the plant source, like and pulse, soybean. Milk is also very good for the protein. Soybean, as I told you in the previous video, soybean is the richest source of the protein, at like 40% of protein is present here. But as some essential amino acids are lacking on it, so that is why it is also from this animal, is from the plant source, so that is why it is the second class protein. Okay, cereals and millets are moderate source of the proteins. They are kind of the 10% proteins, and the rice contains less protein than the wheat, but the quality is better. The rice protein quality is better, but the contain less than the wheat. Leafy vegetables, roots are generally the poor source of the protein. It's about the 2% of the proteins. Okay, so these are the parts. And next, the recommended dietary allowances, where the males usually 60 gram per day, women 50 gram per day, pregnant 50 gram plus 15 gram extra, and the lactating have for first 6 months 50 gram, which is the normal, extra 25 gram, and the last 6 months, that means after the pregnancy, after the 6 months, it is 50 plus 18 extra. For the infant, it is 2.05 gram per kg, and children, and for the different age group, these are different, like 22 for this 1 to 3, 4 to 6 it is 30, 7 to 9 it is 41. Boys, for your age, it is 78 gram. It is usually high. Why? Because it is your bodybuilding age. Okay, the girls in your age is 63. It is also high for the normal individual than the normal individual, because it is your bodybuilding age. And usually we describe it like that for ideal weight. The person who have in the ideal weight, for every kg of the weight, 1 gram of protein. But when the necessity is coming, when we are giving 1.2 gram per kg according to it. Okay, so in the next video we will start about the functions of the protein. Till then, thank you.